What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Locked on Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team in the Bay Area. The Sharks fall 3-2 against the Florida Panthers. Probably shouldn't have won, but we're leading a lot of the game, but then also did literally zero in the third period in overtime, which is hilarious. But James Reimer was a wall, but they were good in the first couple periods. Who knows? It's a real mixed bag tonight. Joe Thornton returned to the tank for the first time. They did a pregame video tribute, which is strange. Didn't expect that one. And if you hear any weird noises, JD has a dog that doesn't want to cooperate. It's a Dakota-heavy podcast. Let's get to it.
You're Locked on Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day.
I don't know what happened to music, but I'm your host, Kyle Demetrius. Back with me, as always, is co-host JD, the Ewok to my Jawa.
You know, fun fact, the Ewoks were originally supposed to be Wookiees, but they didn't have the budget, so they cut it in half.
And then made them carnivorous.
Yeah.
They was that a dad joke?
Well, a bit of a dad joke, but also originally the Ewoks, their language was just Jawanese, like backwards, but they were like, oh, people are going to figure this out in like 2 seconds. So yeah. So
were people going to figure that out?
Yes, people were going to figure this out. Yes.
Because Jawanese is kind of cool.
Yeah. So
I also like the
that's the go-to Jawa. So, but yeah, we did get new intro music. So that they got rid of the little countdown and they kind of gave us extended intro music. So
yeah, it also like double plays at the end.
Yeah.
You can tell that I'm very involved in the production of this podcast.
Dakota is not enjoying it.
like I said, JD has Dakota. Dakota's a featured character here in the extended Locked on Sharks universe. So sorry, I don't know. Yeah, the Adventures of Dakota.
Yes.
Growling, bone dropping. Dakota's not happy.
I took the bone away from her. That's why she's mad at me right now.
Yeah. Wow, she is cool. Maybe you should give her the bone back.
Well, it's crunching the whole time. So
anyway, deal with it. We don't care. Send your complaints to idon'tgiveashit@gmail.com as per usual. The Sharks lost 3-2. They probably could have won.
But they probably didn't deserve to win.
They probably didn't deserve to win, but two large reasons why. At one point in the third, the shot attempts were 36-3 for Florida. I don't know what the official shot tally was, but it can't be much more than that.
That was #bad.
Bad. Reimer was keeping them in it. But then in overtime, a couple bad plays, and then Bob decided to run out Nick Bonino. I don't know if you know this, but Nick Bonino has like 3 goals on the season. How many goals do you think Nick Bonino has on the season?
No, it's like 6.
He has 7 in 56 games.
There you go.
Of course, that's the man you want out in overtime. He
when
also
you
screwed
need
up.
to score a goal.
Score. It's literally 3-on-3 overtime is just an offensive thing.
Yeah,
but then
just keep putting out your best players to score goals. So you would think.
You would think. So we got Meyer, Couture to start, and then Hurdle, Barabanov.
Okay.
You could probably go back to Couture and like a Dolan, a
Reedy, a Leonard.
Leonard got benched.
Poor Leonard. R.I.P. Leonard.
But you can do a couple different things here.
Yeah.
You don't have to go immediately to Bonino, and then Bonino didn't stay with Frank Vetrano, and Frank Vetrano put it in the back of the net. The Sharks took on net 3 shots in the third period. They hit the net 3 times in the third period and 0 in overtime.
Yeah, and they had 6. So the shot attempts were 38-6. That's your actual attempts. The shots, this is all strengths, 16-3 for the Panthers, and then 2-0 in overtime. Yeah, I mean, because like the first 2 periods, yes, the Sharks had let's start. So The 5-on-5 play for the Sharks, like in the first period of, and into the second period, they were playing with the Panthers. And, we talked about going into this game where it's like you have to take advantage of every opportunity you get. They got plenty of power play opportunities, and
they went 1 for 5 in the power play and then had a goal scored against them. So
yeah, so that just
not a
evens
banner
out.
day.
Yes. And it's like there was a ton of, Hurdle misses 2 wide open nets. Bonino has a wide open net that he's not able to tuck it home on the power play. Like, these opportunity, you have the Meyer Carlson 2-on-1, that would have taken an amazing play by Carlson, but like you're given all these opportunities, and that's why the Sharks just aren't a good team right now, is because they can't take advantage of these opportunities. And, I thought they did a good job of hanging with the Panthers for, like I said, for the first 2 periods, but then that's where you saw the Panthers, who are a championship caliber team, put the pedal to the metal and just do whatever they wanted. And if it wasn't for James Reimer being big dick Reimer, this game would have been like 5-2 or something like that. So,
yeah. Jonah Gadrich played 5 minutes. Why dress him? Scott Reedy played 8:49. The weird thing about Scott Reedy playing 8:49 is that he was like doing stuff in the first period.
Yeah.
There was that notable play where he's behind the net and fed it out front, then got it back, made a play, took a hit, I think, and made a play. It was all in like one big sequence, but that's the kind of stuff you want from guys like that. And Reedy, it's tough because Reedy's playing with like Gadjevich and
Cogliano tonight. Noted offensive.
So like it's not like there's a ton going on.
Yeah, around him.
So, but those are the kind of plays you want. I don't understand why we can't get more of that. And like John Leonard played 11:45, but he got replaced by Matt Nieto. Why do we have to? Why is Matt Nieto the safety blanket? Matt Nieto.
Kyle, will you please think of the little things? Will somebody's please think of the little? But no, I thought John Leonard looked great tonight. In his limited, you're going to give him a little bit of a pass because like he's playing on the top line against arguably the best team in the league. But I thought he did a lot of little stuff. He played well defensively. He made some little plays here. I want to see how he looks against like a regular team and not the potential Stanley Cup.
Panthers.
The Panthers, who are just gonna like. But yeah, I thought he showed well in his limited time tonight. And like I said, I want to see. I hope we don't go into the Kings game as like, oh, you didn't do anything against the Panthers. Please play on the fourth line.
That's the thing, is that he did do some stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is I hope we don't go into like the next game and Bob's like, yeah, you didn't do anything in your limited time against this juggernaut Panthers team. Please have fun playing with, Nick Bonino or whoever. Yeah, like I'd like to see him get a little bit of run with this top line, or the top 6 to try to figure it out. So
yeah, and in a game where offense is going to be like you're going to have to score to beat the Panthers, Rudy also played 11:10. Leonard only played 11:45. Reedy, as we said, played 8:49. Why is Matt Nieto playing 15 minutes? Matt Nieto has 12 points on the season. 12. He has as many points as Dahlin has goals. And Dahlin is a guy that's been in Bob's doghouse.
The little things.
I just do not understand at all when everybody was hurt and there was limited options, you could get away with like, oh, Matt Nieto's got to play here. I don't think you could do other things like calling up Reedy at that time. But I don't understand now when you have Balsers, you have Reedy, you have Leonard, and we're not saying Leonard is amazing. It's not like he's like the end all be all.
Some of us are.
Well, some of us are. But we obviously know he's going to be a young guy with limitations, but like he's good defensively and he's been scoring really well in the AHL. So why take him off? Like, I just don't understand that. And if you're going to take Leonard off, why not put Balsers on there, who's got a little more offensive zip to him than Matt Nieto or Andrew Cogliano? And then going gets tough. What happens in the third period? Cogliano, Nieto, Bonino are back together. It's literally the worst line in hockey by every statistical measure. So I just don't get it. I would have rather seen Gadjevich, Reedy, Leonard. Who was the other person on that fourth line?
Cogliano.
No, when they reunited Cogliano, Leonard.
Oh, I don't know. They basically didn't. They shut that line down. So
yeah, but I would rather see that. And Cogliano took a penalty because it goes back in their own zone and they can't get it out. And then Cogliano takes a penalty. It's just dumb. It's just dumb relying on licking boots, deferring to because they're veterans, they must be better. I'd rather have Leonard and Balcers and Reedy making mistakes than watching Cogliano and Bonino and Nato make the same mistakes that I can predict are going to happen because I've watched them play because they're veterans. I'd rather the young guys learn, make mistakes, make new mistakes, make different mistakes, not the same shitty veteran mistakes.
Yeah, basically Balcers. So about 8 minutes left in the third, 8 minutes into the third, Gadovich, Balcers, Reedy, all were basically benched at that point. Balcers got one more shift at like the end of the penalty kill. And then Leonard got a couple shifts right after the penalty kill, but like, yeah, when they were shortening the bench there too. So yeah,
like Cogliano only played 10 minutes and 36 seconds, but he got a bunch of shifts at the end of the game. Like he was out there with 4 minutes left. He was out there with 3 minutes left. I really don't understand, but anyway, it's stupid.
Yeah, he got after the penalty kill, he got 5 shifts after that.
In a game that was 2-2, and you need a goal to win the game. Unless they're playing for overtime, which is just loser mentality shit.
Yeah. Let's take a break and do some ads. Built Bar. Dakota destroying Built Bars right now as we speak. Even though they were covered in 100% chocolate, I scraped the chocolate off for Dakota's sake. She's fine. But Built Bar, they're amazing. If you haven't tried them out, now's the perfect time to try them, especially if you're trying to look for something new. I know people's New Year's resolutions, sometimes they kind of waver when we get into the start of the spring, but summer's right on the corner, so you might want to start working on that beach body. That's where you try Built Bar, especially now they have these puffs. They're the first ever protein-infused marshmallow. They're fluffy, they're marshmallow, they're not just protein bar, they're a treat. They're covered in 100% real chocolate. And puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors like yummy, cinnamony, churro, chocolate marshmallow, banana cream pie. They're so good. They're going to be your new favorite. All Built Bars are covered in 100% chocolate. Yes, the puffs included 100% chocolate, low calorie, high protein. Replace your candy bars with these. They're better. A typical candy bar can be anywhere from 200 to 300 calories, while Built Bars are usually about 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. So go to Built.com. Use the promo code LOCKED15 to get 15% off your order. Again, use the promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. Dakota left. She didn't like my ad read, so she left.
We don't have any quotes left other than
Joe Thornton's amazing,
and Dan Darrow's nickname is Double. I don't care. Burns tells a story about Thornton.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all Thornton related quotes. So
cool. Don't hold anybody accountable for losing a game they could have won. Just talk about Joe Thornton, which we'll be doing in a second. But we're also not coaches. We're also not media. Actually, JD is a capital J journalist.
I do have the capital J journalist voice too. So
I know.
Kyle,
that one.
Let's break down the 2-on-1 from Brent Burns, that the shorthanded goal there. So
Timo throws a pass up into the middle. I don't know why
Burns.
Yeah, but I don't know why Burns didn't go to it.
That's 99% of the time Burns is making the effort to, like, because even if he just poke checks it into the corner or just like slows the puck down, or if he can't get control of it, just like that's Burns usually is doing something there instead of, like, you never see Burns just like back.
I get that the Meyer pass wasn't great, but like it's also like the power play, and that's a typical pass.
Yeah.
I'm inclined not to really blame Timo. So then Burns doesn't go for it and just peels off, which is really weird for him, especially. I mean, he's playing the 2-on-1. So when you're taught, you take the pass away so that the goalie can focus on the shooter. But you're also taught when the guy gets to like the slot, swing your stick at him or something, because like Jonathan Huberdeau was like literally below the hash marks and Burns was just glued to the other guy. Like there's a point when you can't just not do something on the other guy. Like you got to do something happen. And Jonathan Huberdeau is too good to not score from there. So James Reimer also with a really weird goaltending attempt. I don't really know what he was doing. He just kind of stood there. Yeah, just kind of stood there. It was really bad for Brent Burns all around. 2-on-1s are hard, but he made it
Yeah.
really easy on them.
But if anybody's had practice 2-on-1s, it's Brent Burns. So,
yeah, he didn't go on the Starfish, so like, congrats. But like,
that's an improvement. But it's you play the pass until a certain point, because then the shooter or whoever, the guy who has the puck, like, he's going to have to make a ridiculous pass at some point, or the pass is going to be like, whoever receives the pass are just going to be too close to the goalie to do anything. So it's like, yeah, like once they kind of get to like the hash marks there, that's where you have to kind of
at least put your stick in the way.
Do something, play. Yeah, you have to try to play the shooter, and then hope and then if he gets off at an insane pass, then you just tip your hat to him. But like, yeah, you can't.
You gotta do something.
Yeah. So
lots of
I think the power play tonight was.
It looks better.
It looks better. I like they've gone back to just keep flinging pucks to the net, especially because they're not as talented. Watching the Florida Panthers power play, which is just.
The first time it showed up, I was like, okay, the puck went around the exactly. It's like when Milhouse fires up Bone Storm for the first time, like blows him over in the chair. Exactly. The puck is just
the greatest
around.
Power play I've ever seen in my life, and it's just entering the zone.
It says power pull.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's night and day, but it becomes apparent that the Carlson, but it becomes apparent with Burns and Carlson that when you don't have them on separate power plays, Jake Middleton is running the second one. I love me some Jake Middleton. He's a budding superstar.
Yeah,
soon to be second round. A prospect.
Yes,
but he's not an offensive guy, and he's not. It's like the same old shit that we had happen before, where Mario Ferraro ran the power play, and then Vlasic from antiquity. Like, these guys shouldn't be running the power play. They're just not offensive guys. They have other utilities on the team, and you have two guys. You have Burns and you have Carlson. You can put them on each on their own power play. Carlson makes every power play he touches way better. He's making passes. He's breaking dudes' ankles. When he gets into space, his shot is so lethal, but he can also make the slap pass behind his vision. Brent Burns is good on the power play because his shot is really good, and he's a threat to shoot it always. Not nearly as good of a passer, and he's a much bigger body, and he attracts a little more attention. Carlson is.
I think also he's better. Brent Burns is also better at those like insane keep-ins too, like where he's like
Burns is much more a trigger man, less of a quarterback.
And especially because it's like with his stride, where it's like he can get from one side of the ice to the other in like 3 strides without even like trying. So he's able to keep those insane, like keep-ins and stuff like that. But yeah, it's. The power play has looked better, but yeah, do you feel like if
1 for 5 against the Panthers, if the Panthers,
and especially when you have a 5-on-3 and a 4-on-3, and you can't capitalize on those, that was the moment when you're like, yep, if they went into the third period 3-1, you're like, okay, we got a chance here. But those moments there when you can't capitalize, and Tomas Hertl had 2 wide open nets that he couldn't get, he couldn't put Bonino right, he's wide open net and just can't finish the play there. And it's just Scott Reedy would have finished it, but Scott Reedy can do no wrong on this podcast. But those were those opportunities where, especially if you're going to take down a potential Stanley Cup, favorite right now, like you have to take advantage of every opportunity that you get. And they just couldn't do that tonight. So
Bob Bugner said, we battled hard and played a pretty tight game for 40 minutes. In third period, once we got in there and we weren't heavy enough. That's your issue? You think in the third period, once you got into the Florida end, you weren't heavy enough? You weren't even in the goddamn Florida end.
How could you?
They took like 37 shots against you, or shot attempts against you. How were you in their end? Yeah, how were you in their end? You didn't have the puck. I don't think being heavy in their end was the issue. I think just not having the goddamn puck was the issue.
They didn't hit enough, Kyle.
This
game was really chippy. Yeah.
In the third period, it got really aggressive. He said, we did enough good things to get a point. Could have easily had 2. Yeah, well.
You also got really lucky that, you got gifted a
like that third period.
I was going to say that third, like coming out of the second period, I felt really good about the way the Sharks were playing. But then that third period, you had flashbacks to the past, like, 15 games, before Erik Karlsson got back, where it's just like, hey, are we going to get some shots on goal here? So, yeah, the Panthers, they're a very good team. So,
yeah, if you're not going to score on the power play, when
and you give up one,
it's gonna be a long night. And Spencer Knight didn't look that good. Like the Milosh goal was not.
Yeah,
good.
Milosh goal was not good.
Timo ripping a clapper from like the hash marks on a breakaway is just absolute elite shit.
Yeah, and like it just trickles. Yeah,
it just missed. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think there was some good things. I think having Reedy and Leonard in the lineup makes them better. For sure. I'm surprised we didn't see Gregor. I'm guessing we will.
He's in the doghouse right now. We'll see. So
is everybody else. If Gregor comes in, who do you think the top?
Probably Gadovich, since he only played like 5 minutes tonight. So,
but he's big, right? Gadovich would come in for Veal would come in for Gadovich. I think we're getting really close to a Rudy scratch.
That was gonna be my next one. Rudy scratch, especially since he didn't play. Yeah.
So. Rudy, Reedy, I think are the two. Rudy, Leonard, I think would be my 3.
Reedy is on the power play, and like I said, I think in his limited stuff, I think he's. I mean, you and I both think he does a lot of great stuff, and he's
Rudy Gadovich. And then Gadovich did play 5 minutes. Like the Gadovich penalty was dumb, but at the same time, Hornquist turtled and is a coward.
Yeah, I think though it's like you either have to ignore it or you have to make sure you take the guy with you in that situation. And,
well, he did. Hornquist cross-checked him twice, and then Gadovich grabbed him, and then Hornquist literally went blip like a turtle because he's Patrick Hornquist. Like, annoying, but I mean, I guess that's a veteran move. I mean, I love the heel maneuver, but like at the same time, it's kind of shitty that they don't often only call one guy when the other dude is just laying cross-checks down.
Yeah.
Especially because later in the game, they called Huberdeau and Barabanov or whoever it was.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That doesn't really matter. It doesn't. Gadovich coming out of the lineup isn't the end of the world. I don't really care, to be completely honest with you. It doesn't really affect my life all that much. It's Jonah Gadovich.
Yeah. Should we talk Joe Thornton?
I guess.
Anything else major from this game?
No, what are we going to say about Joe Thornton?
He's amazing, and I love him. They should build a statue.
Did they give him first star?
They should give him all the stars.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Who cares about
Frank? No, for Toronto was first star, Hurdle was second, and Mason Marchment was third star. So
that's whack. Get it together, San Jose Sharks.
Why isn't Reimer anyway?
Well, because he lost.
Yeah, but he was like,
why is Mason Marchment?
Yeah, what did he do?
Burns said we definitely had chances. I think at the end we were kind of hanging on a little bit too much. You don't say, homie. Yeah, I don't know. Joe Thornton's amazing. We covered it in the preview pod. I just don't know what. And it's gonna suck when we have to do a Joe Thornton retired pod.
He's just gonna go to Sweden and play, or Switzerland and just play beer league hockey until he's like 80 years old, just dominating.
That's sick. Yeah, that's
gonna be awesome.
That's unreal. But like, I don't know. It just sucks that he's on a different team.
It does suck that he was on a different team, and watching the video, like it was. I did get goosebumps watching the video and stuff and seeing.
Also, I'd like to point out that we called 90% of that video.
I mean,
when we laid out what was going to happen, we laid it out in a pretty good order too.
Yeah, they should have had no rooster.
No rooster. Come on, guys, get it together. They also did. Somebody sent us the when his daughter was like, "What's this? What's in here?" And she's like pointing at his jock. They should throw that up there. I did say that it's really shitty that those tribute videos for like guys like Marleau and Pavelski and Thornton and stuff like that don't end in a cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah. They had the like them going to the cup and him talking at the podium about making it to the cup. But yeah, I do want to see him lift that bad boy up. So we are a pro Panthers podcast the rest of the way.
We are.
So.
It'd be hopefully they do the Ray Bourque thing, which I don't know if you're aware of what that is, but for people that aren't, Ray Bourque got traded to the Avalanche at the end of one season, and then they didn't win the cup. But then the next year, they went back and they made it, and they won the Stanley Cup. And Joe Sakic, instead of Gary Bettman, hands the cup to the captain. The captain usually raises it or whatever. And instead of raising it up after he gets passed over, he literally keeps it down like at his like waist level, spins around and skates over to Ray Bourque and hands it to Ray Bourque. And then Ray Bourque is the first person to lift the cup after 22 years, I believe. And like he's one of the like
Ray Bork that final season was playing like ridiculous minutes too.
Yeah, and he was old as hell. Here, let me pull that up.
He was like playing like 30 minutes a game or something like that. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think it's
Ray Bork
in the playoffs.
Ray Bork is also like one of the people forget that he's like one of the 5 best defensemen ever. Yeah, I mean, like in his career, he had 1,579 points in 1,612 games. And Ray Bork, as a 40-year-old in 2000-2001, played 80 games and had 59 points. The casual. Ray Bork put up a 96-point season, a 95-point season, a 94-point season, a 91-point season. He was 33 years old and put up a 91-point season. At 35 years old, in 1995-96, he had 20 goals and 62 assists. Oh my god. Then the following year at 36 years old, he had 50 points in 62 games. What an absolute baller. At the age of 39, he played 65 games with Boston and 14 with Colorado. He had 52 points in 79 games, including 18 goals. What an absolute legend. He won 1, 2, 3, 4. He won 5 Norris. He was the best defense. Norris, yeah.
So
in his final season in 2000-2001, he finished second for the Norris as a 40-year-old.
Hockey. So in hockey reference, they only have ice time for like 98-99 season. Here's his playoff ice time. So in 98-99 with Boston, 12 games, 32 minutes and 5 seconds average time on ice. 99-2000 with Colorado in 13 games, 29-38, and then in 21 games when they won the cup, 28-32 at night in the playoffs. 40-year-old man. In the playoffs, those are not easy. Yeah, it's not like they're easy playoff minutes either. You're like coasting, when you're up. Yeah, no, those are.
No, he also at that point had played 1,612 games plus playoffs. I don't even know how many playoff games did he. Here, hold on. He played 214, so minus 21, so 193 plus. So he played 1,800 and like 5 games before that point, and he's out there chucking around 29 minutes. Anyway, I hope that we get the Thornton moment where Alex Barkov slings over the cup to Joe Thornton and doesn't raise it. I mean, it's a little different because Sakic, I believe, had won one already at that point. Or was that their first? I think they had won one. A little different, but I hope Barkov just slings it over to Thornton so Thornton can lift it up. It'd be sick. That would be pretty dope. Now I'm sad.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, I'm moving to Australia to cure my sadness. If you'd like to talk to us on the internet, we'll mostly interact with most of you. We also called ourselves morons today and then pinned it and made it our header background because we are nothing but the people's champions. And we give the people what they want.
No.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Locked On Sharks. YouTube, Locked On Sharks, if you want to watch us. Email lockedonsharks@gmail.com.
Very Dakota heavy episode today.
Very Dakota. You can see her tail. Yeah.
Just wandering around in the background. So yes.
But if you want to just listen to Dakota, you can do that. Spotify, Amazon, Apple, where you can usually find us. All the usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
JD is at Matt Frehel.
Kyle is at Kyle Demetrius. Tomorrow, we have a CUDA check-in. So, yeah. So,
featuring not me.
Kyle. Yeah, Kyle will be eating wings. So,
I'll be playing soccer first, but yes.
They should do both. Like, the beer mile thing where it's like, yeah.
This is for the championship. This is serious business, John.
But don't you think, like, after every 20 minutes, you got to, like, pound down wings and then keep playing?
No, that'd be great. That'd be awful. God,
anyway,
I hate that.
It's terrible. And they're boned wings. Now get this boneless wing.
Oh, boneless wings aren't wings. Those are nuggets.
Yeah, they're nuggets. Yeah.
Those are not wings. Wings come with terrible. A bone, and you either got to have the drumstick or a flat. Are you a drums or a flats guy?
Both.
Well, I mean, like, yes, I'm not. It's the same thing as people like, oh, like what kind of girl you're like? I'm like, well, back in the day,
drum, like a slight edge to the drumsticks, but yeah,
I'm also a drumstick guy. I think it's just easier. I know you get more meat on the on the thing.
All right, what's your dipping?
It depends. So, a couple different. I'm like a butterfly here, like a caterpillar going through metamorphosis. Hot wings, always blue cheese. You have to. It's just hot wings and blue cheese and a cold beer.
Yeah.
What is more American
than Canadian? What is more Canadian American?
I'm a red-blooded Canadian male. No, but hot wings, blue cheese dip, always.
Mhm.
If there's some other kind of dip, like if they're like a dry Cajun, maybe a lemon pepper, something like that, it really depends. I'll do a ranch, but like not usually, because usually if I'm not getting hot wings, then I'll go with a flavor that I want,
Mhm.
and that flavor is like the local I go to has like banjo barbecue, which is like maple bourbon barbecue. I don't need dip with that. It's just the flavor
No, you
is.
still get
If I
dip.
get Cajun or if I get lemon pepper or I get salt and pepper, something like that, I don't need dip because I want the flavor. So
No,
really,
it's
it's just blue cheese with hot wings or just whatever flavor it is.
It's blue cheese. I don't care the wing. It's always, I just want like a gallon of blue cheese because I'm a good Southern boy who has to have blue cheese on everything. So,
Blue
yeah.
cheese coursing through your veins.
Yes, that and butter. So, but I forgot what we were doing. We're getting out of here. Yeah, thank you for making us your first listen. Go check out who are we playing next? Locked On Kings.
Again,
we are not previewing this game. So the Kings, all their players are dead. RIP. That's our preview for the Kings. So go check out Sarah if you want to learn more about that. And then also Locked On Avs, as we play them on Friday. We probably won't be doing much of a preview for that game either. Spoiler, they're going to get crushed. That the Sharks are, that is. So go check out Locked On NHL. Go check out the Locked On NHL YouTube page. They put like everybody's big trade pieces. They put that all together on one big video, so you can go see not only our handsome faces, but everybody else's faces there too. So, and go check out one of the other amazing podcasts on the network, such as
Locked On Oregon Ducks.
I think Oregon. What are we?
Just shut up. Shut up.
Bye, friends.
Oregon.